and then we play.
What?
Oh
my
dear, what the fuck?
What's up, Craig?
Damn.
How are you?
Chill out.
I'm scared, boys. I don't know about
Was
you,
that
but
Craig?
I'm terrified.
That was Craig.
Yeah.
Dude, who the? Oh my God, Craig.
You just hear like Jacob.
Like, hey, who are you
That
hanging out
noise.
with?
Your girlfriend.
His girlfriend.
My God.
Are you jealous,
This
Taylor?
is the Gamers. 9 Gamettes. What is the female term for gamer?
It's
Gamette.
sorry, they're just so rare and
Philadelphia.
misplaced in our society that we don't know what to call them.
Wait, is Jacob here?
Yes, Jacob's here.
Okay,
What?
are we
Hi.
ready to legitimately start?
No,
Hold
we
on,
need an
hold
intro.
on.
We are not ready.
No,
we need a
just
good
just
intro.
start. Just start.
No,
That's how
no.
every podcast.
Okay,
we need
No,
to
I like the happy birthday one. I like the happy birthday.
Hey, what's up,
one.
you guys?
Welcome back to another.
Yeah, we should
Gamers
sing happy
podcast.
birthday.
We sing happy birthday to Steve Jobs.
Every
and we say it's
single
also,
time.
coincidentally.
Every
Do you want me to
single
wing an intro?
Begins with a.
You know what,
No,
Taylor,
we're
go
just
for
singing
it.
happy birthday. What?
Bro, I
Wing an intro.
ass
Do it.
pounding.
Alright.
We have to sing happy
Um,
birthday. The birthday with the. I think we should do that every time. But listen,
That's what I'm saying.
I
That's
agree.
what,
I
that's
think
what
we're
Austin's saying.
All in favor of
Yeah,
that
that's what
happy
I'm
birthday?
saying.
If Austin's saying it, it's the
alright.
law.
All right,
That is
That's
true.
true. Austin is saying it.
everybody.
I was
in
voted
favor
most
of
likely
happy
to be a
birthday?
police officer in my Minecraft realm.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Well, now we have to listen to what he says.
Yeah.
So
Now he's most likely to be a police officer in Discord.
That's how it works. It says Kyan left the game
You
for
live
some
up in the
reason.
world.
That's strange.
Oh, I didn't. I'm downstairs. I didn't even know we started.
Oh,
Jeez.
respectable, respectable.
Oh, we're playing games?
Only only the certain few that people actually enjoy the company
Like me.
Damn.
of.
Wow. After this game, I'm gonna hop off games. Oh my god. I'm saying games too much.
What?
I mean,
It's
this
because
is
we're the
the
gamers.
podcast.
We're the gamers.
What do you? What?
Yeah.
What?
What else?
Okay.
Would you,
Here's the thing: have we like legitimately started yet?
I don't know.
No.
not.
We need to sing happy birthday.
To Steve
That's
Jobs?
Yeah.
well, who else? It's not anyone
Guys,
else's
I'm
birthday.
Captain Point.
Yeah, no one else was born on this day, ever.
Boys, come push up with me. I've got a choke point.
Well, this
Guys,
is so
I'm on
annoying.
objective.
Oh, they have a
This
Sigma.
Mo is so annoying.
They have a Sigma balls.
I'm my old.
Kyan, I have a question. Where's Kyan at?
What's your question?
So, like, I'm not like okay. So I was
It
wondering.
better
I'm
not
not
be
asking for an
stupid.
inward pass.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'm
Hold on.
asking.
Hold
Okay,
on.
go ahead.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. Before you say what you're about to say, ask yourself, is it stupid?
What?
Ask yourself,
God.
is the question I'm about
God
to
damn it.
ask stupid?
No, it's not stupid at all. All right. So
Okay.
It's
alright.
it's 100%.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
That's gonna be a bad
Every
question.
time I want to say it, can I have a trigger word that I say and you say it for me as loud as you can?
Oh, I see what you're. I see. where
Wait,
you're
wasn't this a
going.
bit on a show or something?
So like I could say
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
Nathan.
you
I know what
see-
you're
the
talking about.
trigger word would be K, right? So if I said Sigma balls K, this is the point when you yell really loud the N word. Okay? You think you got this? So I'm not. It's not the. I'm
No,
not
I'm
saying
in.
it, and I'm nowhere
I'm
to
in my
blame.
living room.
Yeah.
I like how there'd be no context on the other end. Like
Yeah.
it's just Kyan just saying the N-word and nothing else at all.
I don't say
In his
anything
living room.
else on the
Throttle, too.
podcast.
Just like
Kyan doesn't talk for an hour except to help Taylor. Oh my god.
Yeah, you just hear him. You
That's
hear him
the
like
only
taking a
thing.
piss, and you
That's
just
his
hear him
role.
say
That's
the
just his
N word out of
podcast
nowhere. Bro, get this Moira off me.
Actually, here's something we should do. I'm gonna say we should start like quote unquote now. Everyone has to introduce themselves.
And say the N word. Oh,
No, just the
Sorry.
introductions. Only one of us can say the N-word, and it's not you, Austin.
That's
Sadly.
what I'm saying. That's okay. Kind, let's go. Ready? Suck my balls. You.
Stripper.
You're letting me down. Is he dabbing? Oh wait, he's just flexing.
Oh yeah. For a second, I thought he was just hitting a fat dab.
I was like, oh gosh. Oh gosh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Okay,
That
Taylor.
was only
Okay,
two
Taylor.
kills. That wasn't even.
That was probably the most impressive 2 kills I've ever seen.
Well, there you go, boys. Vote for me, or else you're automatically gay.
Oh shit.
I mean, we are the gamers, so.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, can I get an invite?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can I get
just
an
saying.
invite on my birthday?
On his birthday.
On my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you.
to
You.
I'm actually
No.
I'm gonna leave, and I'm gonna try to mediate the conversation because this is going
Okay,
nowhere at the
okay.
moment.
And many
Obesity
more.
choice.
Yeah, I agree. We should just do like an introduction and maybe like a question for the group. Like if you're I don't know.
If you're gay.
All right. Okay. So first off, we're gonna start by going down the list.
What's the list?
Hold on, Nathan, really quick. When does a Pokemon show up? Or is it just kind of random?
It's random.
for sure.
Damn, I haven't seen anything in so long.
Yeah, me neither.
The more people participating in the chat, I think the more people, more Pokemon spawn.
Yeah.
Yo, everyone hop on so I can catch a Pokemon.
All right. Well, anyways, so
Oh wait, I want to be hold on. I'm getting on. I'm getting on.
Cheeks, can you introduce yourself?
Oh my gosh.
Yo, my name is Cheeks. I'm in fact straight.
Controversial
Easily.
topic. Okay then.
Do we have to
Oh,
call each other?
that's
Do we have to call each other by our Discord tag?
You introduce yourself, and you have to share your opinion on an introductional topic, but you can only say one sentence, and then it moves on.
All right.
I like it.
There's
So
no
we
explanation.
state our opinion on a very controversial topic.
Yes, exactly. I love it. I have
Okay.
the perfect thing already.
I do too.
All right.
Can
Okay.
I
A
do
different
my reading real quick so you don't hear
A
all my
different question for every single one.
All right,
Every
lower
person can say what
Taylor's
the
volume. Lower Taylor's volume.
Already.
I can after. Not yet, but not. God damn it.
Oh boy.
All right. Edgy dabs.
50%.
Yeah.
An introduction, my sir.
Wait, so we say our name and
Happy
then
birthday.
and then our views on a controversial topic. Is that what we're sticking with?
Say your name, and then you have to answer a question about a controversial topic.
Okay. Hi. I'm Edgy Dabs, and I think women's rights are a myth.
Judas Priest.
All right.
Next person.
Jacob. Go Bears.
Wait, are we calling each other by our actual names, or are we calling each other by the Discord?
We can do actual names.
I didn't know. I wanted to be fake name. I feel like that's so much better.
Taylor's all about the anonymity.
You just
Yeah.
want to.
I just
Yes,
want people to call me Cheeks.
because people. Trust me, we all call you that.
Cheeky. I'm so cheeky.
Okay, well then go Bears. Or Jacob, whatever you want to be called. Is he even here still?
He's in the call. I don't know what he's doing. Let me check my Snapchat.
His
Don't know why
silence
I
speaks
came.
volumes.
All
In
right,
this
all right.
club with 2 girls.
He's the mysterious figure on the
Here,
podcast.
I'll do the
We'll get to know
introduction
more and
for
more
him.
about him as
He's
I'll
in
do
his
the
room.
introduction for him.
Go.
Who?
Oh, never mind. He's here.
Brad, am I in your game?
No.
Jacob, can you introduce yourself?
I'm in.
No,
Who's going next?
it's you. You got to introduce yourself, and then you got to talk about a controversial topic. No? Did someone leave?
Okay. In this podcast, my name is Quarrel.
Okay, dude, that's just me.
That is how you will refer to me from now on.
I'm just like,
Corral. I don't even know if I can like.
If your name's
Quarrel.
Quarrel, I get to be Purell.
And I get to be
Ooh.
Tyrell.
Okay. and Taylor gets to be Cyro.
Yeah.
Cyro?
Oh, we can tell that story, but with anonymity. Like, don't say his name, Kyle.
All right, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm probably not gonna
Okay.
say much.
Bob,
I'm just
I'm
gonna
in your game.
listen unless I hear something funny.
Are you
I'm
in
not
the
in your
game?
game.
Do you
I
want to
think
tell the
I've
so.
story?
invited you so many times.
Do you just
I
want to
think
tell
I'm
the
in your
story?
game. I know.
I think I kicked
And I
somebody.
accepted him.
Wait, Kyle's in here. Who left?
Does someone want to tell the story?
Well, I thought we finished. Did we finish introduction?
We didn't finish introductions. I don't know if Jacob ever
Nobody
introduced
else
himself.
went.
Did you introduce yourself? Okay, Brad, we're moving on to you because I think Jacob did. I just didn't hear it.
Sounds like a plan. I'm Brad, and both Israel and Palestine are illegitimate.
All right. I would also like to note that we now have Quarrel, Swarel, Tyrone.
No, that's BS. That's BS.
God damn it. McKay.
I'm McKay. I say that the quarantine is just so they can refresh the batteries and replace the batteries in the birds.
They
Oh,
do indeed work for the bourgeoisie.
Thank you.
excuse me.
What?
I'm with a guest today, by the way.
Oh no, I was just no.
I figured you were.
Yeah.
Some of us don't have guests here, McKay.
I don't think any of you guys have guests.
No, none of us do. And now to start off this podcast, McKay, how does it feel to be the only one here who's not single?
It's great. Back to you.
Remember when it was the only one who was single? Funny how life
Thanks.
works.
Thanks. Just remind me of that.
God damn it. I don't forget who's who with. We have Quarrel and Swarel.
Seriously.
Quarrel. Who are those people?
It's Austin and Jacob.
Beautiful.
All right. Actually, though, do we want to have someone retell the story from yesterday that Jacob and McKay were not here for?
No.
I feel like Kyle should do it.
I feel it's dead. I feel like it's dead. We've told it like 7 times already. I told it to my mom too.
You told your
Really?
mom?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if we're talking about it and this is getting recorded, we can't just like blue ball like the podcast.
Yeah, well,
No, you can blue ball the podcast. I just did. Everybody's been blue balled.
I think we should get a 10-second timer.
If we ever need to change our name, we need to call ourselves the Blue Ballers.
It's a pretty good one.
Like we always talk about how sick of stories we have, and then we never tell.
Bro.
The story.
We start the podcast reading fanfic.
Yeah.
Okay, is my new picture even good? I don't know if I like it that much.
Let's see it. Ooh,
Oh no.
that's nice. For those of you not being able to see this, it's a picture of Steve Harvey, except
The lack of mustache is disturbing.
yeah, no mustache. It's really weird.
It's pretty gross.
All right, I feel
Or
like
I
we
could
should
do
tell the
light
story.
skin. Steve Harvey.
I have one.
Isn't it just Dr. Phil?
Someone said, who was
Good
that?
question.
God damn it.
Nathan, we need to direct the conversation somewhere.
We do indeed. Does anyone have any topic that we want to start on, or do we want to go with one of the ones Austin suggested today?
You invited us here.
I did
We can talk
invite
about-
you. I
Talk
did.
about how 5G started the coronavirus pandemic.
Dude, he started the coronavirus pandemic?
No, it's not. 5G is in like the internet. There's
Guys,
making
What did he
conspiracies
wait, why
about
would he do that?
I don't know. Maybe he was like.
Was he like frustrated his hit single didn't go so well, or like
Is there a.
McKay.
What's up?
Mick Quarrel.
Like my profile picture.
Wait, you changed it? Oh yeah. Oh wait, it's Steve Harvey and Dr. Phil, but they're a yin yang.
Oh my gosh.
That's good.
I love that. That's amazing.
That's really good. Okay, we do actually need a good topic though to talk about for a bit.
This is why we asked you, Nathan. You're supposed to have this.
The war on drugs.
No.
Wow.
Do you want me to legitimately come up with something right now?
Yes.
Fuck.
Okay, you want a legitimate one?
I want a legit topic that we can talk about for a
Alright,
bit.
I'll start off with the story and then lead into it because it's mainly guys here, right? All right,
Yeah.
so I was at work the other day, and we have this Indian girl, right? She's really funny. She's really nice. But usually before our shift, we would have to get all the food prepped and whatnot. And so she's telling us this story about this guy that she ended up meeting on, like, through a job or whatnot that, like, wants to be her sugar daddy, right? And so everybody's, like, kind of talking to her, like, oh, BS, like, sure, you have this sugar daddy. And she's like, no, like, I'm being completely serious. Like, this old 40-year-old guy, kind of attractive, like, is really, like, throwing himself at me and, like, offering to take me to Bali, like, all this other stuff. They're like, oh, yeah, sure. And so she's pulling up these, like, tickets and whatnot. She's talking about how he reserved a place in Bali before the whole coronavirus thing went down that she declined.
Who is this?
How, like, there's this girl at work I work with. And just all these other things. She's like, yeah, like, I don't know. And she's like, yeah, like, he's super rich and whatnot. And I work with a lot of, like, almost always women in the morning. And so all these girls are, like, always, they're like, oh, her name is, I'm going to keep her name anonymous. We're going to call her, try not to think of a name that's going to get me in trouble.
God damn it.
We're going to call her, what's a good name, boys?
Susan.
Susan. Okay. Well, that's, like, an incredibly white name.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
just
It doesn't
asked for a
matter.
name, and you asked to not bring race into it at all,
Yeah,
and we
what?
said Susan. And
I
then
never said
Rob-
that. I said nothing that would get me in trouble.
what
like-
about Jen? Will you take
Mitt
Jen?
Romney.
No,
Jen
like,
for
not a
500.
Just call her
legitimate
Mitt
name.
Romney. Just call her Mitt Romney.
Her name should be
Alright,
Mitt
alright.
Romney.
So Steve Harvey is like, he's talking about it like, oh, like, I should use this guy, right? Like,
Gerber, baby.
and so Steve, she starts like really debating whether or not she should use this guy, and all these girls down at my work are like, yeah, girl, like, use him, like, take his money and whatnot, like, as a joke. I'm assuming so at that point. And so we all dismiss it. She's just talking this whole entire time, like, oh, like, I don't really like him, but he's, like, flinging stuff at me. He doesn't want anything sexual. Like, he's really trying to, form a relationship with me. But I'm not attracted to this man. But at the same time, he's showering me with, like, tons of money and whatnot. And so we start making jokes. She's like, yeah, like, he tips $100 at places, and people are like, oh, like, haha, we should have him come stop by the store and, like, tip us money, and, like, still not believing her, right? So so Steve's like, oh yeah, like, no balls, like, we'll get my sugar daddy to come over and say hi. And so Steve texts this sugar daddy, this European sugar daddy, to come in during the store. And so we're working our shift, like, 2 hours later, and this guy shows up, and all these girls gasp as Steve goes in and was like, hey, yo, European sugar, like, I forgot his name. We'll just call him the European sugar daddy. And so she's like, oh, hey, like, European sugar daddy. And I'm working in the back. And, like, every single girl, like, all 6 of the girls who are at work rush to the back. They're, like, gasping, like, oh my God, he's so hot. It's like this 40-year-old, like, sugar daddy type dude.
Oh, it's long.
And they're really getting into it. And so this guy comes in. He's super nice, super caring. He's totally, like, just from, like, first interactions, like, this dude, like, seems genuinely caring and, like, doesn't want anything. He's super nice. He's, like, saying really nice stuff to her. And so he leaves, and Steve is like, oh my God, isn't he so cute, like, and whatnot. And then everybody starts talking about how he tipped $40, and they're like, oh my god, like he actually has money, like this guy actually has power. He's like from European, he owns some sort of huge business and whatnot. And they start talking about how everybody should get on using him. And I'm sitting back like, yo, like what? Like this guy seems legitimately nice. And it kind of like the dynamic stopped from going from joking to like legitimate, right? And so I was like, they're like, oh, wasn't he really cute? I was like, yeah, but like, don't you guys feel a little bit bad for like wanting to use him? Because like we technically did just use him for money essentially. And so this girl who I absolutely hate just goes, oh, women get sexualized so much that we should be able to use our buddy to get something off of it. And I'm like, all right, what? I'm like, okay. And so it brought up the good concept is because I feel like there's a lot of talk about like women experiencing sexism, but in the sense of like this concept of like, it's socially okay to want to, steal a man for all of his money and essentially manipulate his feelings to be able to get a gain out of it without initially saying any of your any of the reasons going into the relationship, like, oh, like I want this like sugar daddy type thing. It's like, no, like I want to use you and your feelings and whatnot. So I'm opening up the conversation from that story. What is your thoughts on almost reverse what is it? What's your guys' thoughts on reverse? Who's joining and leaving?
That was my bad.
Oh my.
That was my bad. I was trying
Okay.
to mute myself.
Taylor,
So-
okay. Oh, keep going,
yeah.
keep going.
So essentially, I'm opening up the conversation like, what is some things that you guys see as like guys that is like perfectly acceptable for women to do, but the moment it's like the roles switch, it becomes almost pig-like for a male to do, like something that's completely okay for women to come out here and be like, all right, like I can do that to people, and then guys do it and they're considered like super manipulative, disgusting, gross, and whatnot. Because I feel like in this situation, like if a guy was to manipulate a woman's feelings in that sense, especially for money gain or any sort of like idea like that for any gain other than the emotional connection, I feel like a guy in that situation would be ridiculed for not expressing what they want out of that relationship and rather using it for strictly manipulation. So with that said, I'll open up the discussion for you guys.
I think, if I can talk right now, I think it depends a lot on the specifics. Because I think there are legitimately people who want that connection specifically, which is weird to say. But like want the whole like sugar daddy thing, whatever it is. But other than that, I think he's a simp.
Oh no, he was simping hard. Like this dude, like
Big simping.
hardcore,
Well, the
big
thing is,
simping.
they all said like he was attractive. Like maybe he was just like a rich, attractive guy. Maybe he's not simping. Maybe he's just like that's just how he lives.
No, he was hardcore, like flattering her, trying to say things really nice, like flattering everybody
Well,
else
like
in the store.
he's a lot older than her, right? I mean, like
Yeah,
that's
we're
kinda how
talking
he
like
just-
20-year gap.
I mean,
Ooh.
really, you could argue the other way that he's manipulating her, like
In a
because
sense,
just because he has
too.
money and stuff, like right? I feel like
And it's in a sense too, but at the same time, this guy offering these sort of things, she's made it clear that she's not into him, and she doesn't necessarily like him for who he is, but rather like what he could give her. And on top of that,
Yeah.
I feel like I overheard a conversation about how he's made it clear that he's not looking for anything more than like the romantic connection. And so I feel like he's, just from the conversation I've understood, is he's set what he wants out of the relationship. And I feel like it's, at least from what I got from the situation, I feel like it wasn't necessarily reciprocated, but rather like, oh, okay. I think she said like, oh, okay, cool. And then like switch the conversation over, not necessarily telling him what she's looking out of that relationship too. So like, if you're looking at, I mean, sure there's like the total aspect of like this guy, he's into some weird things, right? Like going after younger women is not necessarily like 100% bad, but at the same time, it's very irregular, right? And so making sure that like, hey, like that's your intention, like that's chill, I think. And I think necessarily like if you make what you want, like if you explain what you want out of that relationship, I don't necessarily think that's wrong. Like if you guys both have a mutual understanding, like, hey, like I would love to be able to have these experiences with you and do things, but I'm not necessarily attracted to you in that way. And still being able to come to terms with that fact and going along with that relationship, I think would be perfectly acceptable in a situation. But the fact that that wasn't said, and there's a little bit more of like a manipulation aspect, I feel like it opens up that conversation a little bit more and kind of brings a deeper side to it that I feel like would be an interesting topic.
No, yeah, it is an interesting topic. Does anyone else have any thoughts on it?
I feel like it's very definitely complicated. Because I mean, individual motives between the two people like can vary a lot, and so I feel like there's a lot of different dynamics that can kind of happen there. And so like for who it's really like manipulation, it kind of goes both ways in that kind of situation. I feel like it's just uneven. Like it's such different like situations for both of them. That,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed.
I think steering the conversation more towards other aspects of society that gender roles, like essentially, like for
Like-
something for a woman to do that would necessarily wouldn't be
Yeah, so-
agreeable if a man did.
Oh, yeah, my
I think
bad.
Double
steering it
standards.
that way, yeah, double standards essentially. So like opening up the conversation through
Well,
that. What are some double standards that you
I
feel
feel like
like?
the first thing definitely would have to be like fat shaming.
Okay,
Like,
Yeah, for
if,
sure. I
if
was
any
thinking
male is
about this
fat-shaming
earlier
or
today,
affecting them, then
actually.
it's like you're disgusting, you're stupid. Yeah.
I was thinking about
Like
this
fat
earlier
guys are
today.
like deplorable.
Wait, hold on.
Quarel, are you good?
Who's Swarell?
What's up?
And who's hold on.
There's Quarel, Swarel, Tyrone, Mick Quarel, Bradwell, Cheeks and Athic. I need to change my
I
name.
need to
soon.
change mine.
Yeah,
God damn it.
Cheekswell or Cheekwell or something like that.
Cheekwell.
Cheekwellen.
Anyways, oh man, I shouldn't have said that. I was so off topic.
Where's Kyan?
Where were we? What were we? Double standards, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, I was like thinking to myself, it's totally fine for like, oh, what was it? For like a woman to like hit on men, I think, and like it'll be like acceptable like in a bar or something, but like in general, like TV shows, movies, all that stuff, if a man does it, it's more like creepy and like weird, you know?
Yeah. I think I see that. I think it also has a bad rep, and a little bit too, because a lot of people who like are trying to hit on women and aren't trying to simp. I think it naturally goes a little bit creepy.
Or
But like I think I get what you're saying.
or even in a more like extreme situation, like abuse of like a partner, like usually
Okay.
a woman can get away with like hitting a man, like, and it's a lot more of like a higher bar to jump to get like that person in trouble for it, but like a man could like hit a woman, and
So
it would be like
essentially throw a PE teacher move. If you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
God damn it.
exactly.
The classic lefty.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
But no, I definitely get what you're saying. It's a very weird situation that society has developed into, and it's even more interesting in the sense that like the way it's been presented in the media throughout, I'd say around like the early 2000s, where obviously like the sexualization of women was almost like it was just commonplace, and it was very like quote unquote okay. Like I watched this fucking YouTuber talk about this show that came out in like early 2000s called Mansers.
Mansers.
And the whole show was just like answering stupid questions, and it just revolved around like explosions, boobs, and beer. That was like the whole premise of the show, and that's something that obviously, yeah, it should not be a show, but like happened back then.
Yeah.
Versus where we're at now, like when you look at, I guess, the whole topic we're talking about right now, the way, quote unquote, like simping and like almost the sugar daddy whole like guys and girls can have relationships that exist only on the internet where a guy is paying the girl money.
Yeah.
Whether that's via like OnlyFans or just like because that's the kind of, thing they want to do with their money. It's such a weird thing. And yeah, then also on the other end, it's very sensitive. Like
Our group name should be the Simpsons.
Oh no.
He just unmuted
Oh,
himself
boy.
to say
Simp
that shit.
dash son, like Simpsons. I got it. Was that a joke?
Yes.
Oh,
that was a good one.
that was a good joke.
So a follow-up question. Now that like we're taking a turn, I feel like this last decade has like seen a very like big push for equal rights for women. Do you think we're coming up on an age of not necessarily just equal rights for a sole individual, whether that's equal rights for immigrants, equal rights for I totally
I like that
butchered that.
your mess up. You said equal whites.
Yeah,
Equal.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
want to
no.
know that the whites have most of the equality. Is that?
Oh man. No. So like essentially like usually when the topic of equal rights happens, it's usually associated with just a small group. Not really necessarily a small group, but essentially like a group or a subcategory of people. Do you think we're moving on to an age that is more inclined to start grouping people as people? And when the topic of equal rights does come up or equal opportunities, do you think we're moving into an age that is more geared towards all people? Or do you still feel like when the conversation of equal rights comes up, we're still naturally inclined to talk about a subcategory of people?
I
I think it's still a subcategory.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's still a subcategory, and I think while equality is definitely, obviously, probably the best it's ever been, the only like real way to probably get to like a place where everything is truly equal is to not even have race as a part of the like equation, quote unquote, like as a question.
All right. Let me.
You saying good night, Taylor?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, I'm back. What did you say?
I just said. I think Jacob is Jacob Swarrell.
Yeah.
Okay, he said it was more of a subcategory thing, and I agreed and said that probably like the only true way to have equality be a thing is to not even have like race be a part of the equation, and also not have race be talked about in the sense of equality. I think in the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
what
it's
if
not.
someone of a specific race is being treated unequally? Then like you kind of have to, you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, no, exactly. That's the thing, though. That's what makes it hard. Is yeah, it gets thrown around a lot. Is the thing like because everyone has their own interpretation of what is unequal and what is equal. Like there can be situations where someone's just getting treated a certain way and it has nothing to do with their race. Like it's just because the person treating them that way is just a shitty person, and it can be brought to a place where they believe it's about race, and vice versa, where someone can believe that they're just being treated a certain way because that's the way the other person is, but it's because of race. How did we get so controversial already?
Yeah, I was literally about to say like, how did we get so like depthful, dude? Like,
So how
I thought
did
this
I
was
take
gonna be
over?
like
My bad.
a chill thought. Oh, Taylor comes in here with like the freaking like hard hitting questions talking about like equality and like moral standpoints on like gender issues.
Ooh.
I mean, to be fair, if we can get through these kind of conversations, I feel more confident getting through conversations that are stupid. So,
Yeah,
and those are the good ones.
yeah, that's true. Taylor's gonna have to remind me to bring the flashcards next time.
God damn it.
Oh boy. But yeah, where the heck is Kyan, dude? I don't feel like he
He's
said
playing
something.
I'm here.
Pokémon
I'm
with me
here.
right now.
I'm here.
All right. Express an opinion, Kyan.
Okay, really quick, Kyan, what the fuck is that picture? That's a cursed image.
What picture?
You see, look at his little picture.
That's a Pepe Motomoto shirt. No, that's
Nipple Pepe?
it's just a Pepe. Dude.
Bro, the fucking nipple Pepe, dude.
I'm sorry, Pepe Motomoto
Yeah, Dick on right
is my alternate account.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was the question? What was?
Can be any opinion, Kyan. What's your opinion on something? I agree.
Yeah, you should come back to me.
All right. Does anybody have a topic that would be good to address? Swarel, Quarel, McQuarrel, Tyrone, Bradwell?
I no longer go by Quarel anymore. I go by
I feel
Adele.
like we should do stories. We should do
A what?
story of, I feel like we should do the story about how Kyan got $20 on his birthday.
Kyan, would you like to tell it?
Because today's his birthday.
I think Brad should tell it.
I should. Kyan, you really just do not want to podcast, do you?
No, I'm on board with the podcast. I'm just in my living room. Maybe hold on, I'll move rooms. Hold on.
Kyan's scared to be podcasting in a living room. Biggest
That's
fear.
gonna be judged.
You guys.
And it'd be my biggest fear to do a podcast in my living room. If I was in the living room right now.
It's actually my 13th biggest fear.
What's your
It
12?
sits at about 11 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
My 12th is actually, like when you haven't had a paper cut in a while, you feel like
Yeah.
you're due for a paper cut.
No, I actually did not know that feeling existed, but I will now
You're welcome.
be more aware.
You're welcome. You're like,
Communism
I'm like
is the
afraid of
best
the next
form
time
of
because like it's so
government.
annoying. Like, look, don't get me wrong, it's just an inconvenience, but like it's gonna happen again. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna go my whole life without getting another paper cut.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a point. I do. Now that I think about it, I haven't had a paper cut in a bit of a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when's the next one gonna be? Like, it could be any time. Anytime you're handling paper.
Communism is the best form of government.
Alright, Kyan coming in with his opinion. He came back here and he is here.
Thanks for that, guy.
No, that's my opinion.
Oh boy. My 12th biggest fear is using too much Perel and looking down at my fingers and realizing it's just bone because I've sanitized my fingers
You
so much.
sanitize to the point where your skin cells begin to like whittle away.
It eliminates all mass on my hands other than my bones.
It's like an antimatter, but
Yeah.
on a little bit of a
Damn, bro, we
smaller
got
scale.
lost.
It's a scary thought and it keeps me up at night.
Well, I mean, since we're at a low point, I guess I have a question for you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that money could really buy you happiness?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do
some
sometimes.
degree.
No,
Yeah,
not
you
even
think so?
close.
Okay,
Yeah,
hold up. Can we have everyone who said yes just give a quick reason, and then Taylor's gonna give his counter
Wait,
argument?
I didn't hear his question.
You can just buy
It cut out. I didn't hear his
hookers and
question.
cocaine, dude.
Exactly.
It was the can money buy you happiness?
Oh,
Yeah, just buy hookers and cocaine.
Yeah, literally, you
Classic
know how
Swarel.
much like dopamine
I mean,
you get
yeah,
from
but
heroin?
like,
How much dopamine
at
you
what
get from heroin?
point do you
Literally
just feel
like
kind of hollow
constantly
inside
high.
if you just
Have an
live that
IV.
kind of lifestyle?
Like, how
okay,
Just buy
but
more
just
coke.
because you have money doesn't mean you don't have other things.
Yeah, you can have money and still have legitimate
You can-
like happiness.
It's like
I
the
mean,
relationship.
yeah, you
It-
could
the
go back
question,
to
the
Taylor.
question
The question is like,
is
can money buy
money-
happiness?
Yeah.
You can go back to Taylor's point earlier where you could just like throw a ton of money at a girl to get her to like you, and then
Exactly.
You
Or
could
like,
steal
literally, if
so
we're just
hard.
talking about like theoretically, if you have infinite money, like think of all the stuff you could do. Like you could create like projects and like I don't know, like just get a whole ass like
Straight up. You could be
You know what
like
I've always thought
Scrooge
would be sick
McDuck.
if I was rich? Is I'd hire like a team of actors
Like
to be
Scrooge
like my
McDuck
class.
is freaking
I'd hire a team
amazing.
of actors to be my class, and then I'd be in class and I'd be assigned actual work, and I'd just get to sleep. Like I'd fall asleep and then I'll just leave. Because like it feels like whenever you're in class, like it's so easy to fall asleep, and then like you get home and like it's hard to take a nap. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Beautiful, Brad.
You could then also,
was
on the other
beautiful.
end, you could spend money to simulate an environment at your house where you feel like you're in class, so you can fall asleep easier.
That's exactly what I said. That's literally exactly what I said.
Wait, I thought you only said the part about having actors for you. Wait, that's what you said?
Like, maybe I didn't. Well. I might not have explained it that well. I might not have explained it that well. But yes, that's basically what I was
I
trying
thought
to say.
you're okay.
It's like
Okay.
you hire actors to be like the students and stuff, and you get like an actor teacher, but you still get like assigned work. And they're all,
This
like,
makes
working
more
on
sense.
stuff,
I
and
completely
seriously-
agree.
And then you, yeah, no, that'd be nice.
And yeah, what I'm gonna say to you, Taylor, is okay. I don't think money can like instantly having money does not equate to quote unquote like happiness, but I think money removes a lot of stress that's already built into life. Like the way society's set up.
Yeah.
Like if you had an infinite amount of money, you don't have to stress about rent or food or anything. You can always provide your basic necessities, and that also gives you
Okay.
the opportunity to pursue anything you want.
So you're
I-
saying that money is like
What if you-
a thing to get rid of what makes you unhappy, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Right. So you can
Okay.
remove most of, because money can't solve every problem, but you can remove most of what
To
makes you
quote,
unhappy.
to quote the great Kanye West, having money ain't everything, but not having it is.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Fucking Kanye.
And
I
actually
disagree,
think that's a really
because
good quote. It makes a lot of sense.
Kanye is the
If you-
most
if- look, having money isn't everything, but if you
progressive
don't have money,
rapper of
that's
the
like your number one
20th
thing.
century.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
great
Century.
quote.
Yeah.
Kanye is the most
Kanye has a lot of
progressive
great
rapper
quotes.
of the 20th century.
Okay.
He's this generation's
Taylor,
Einstein.
would you like to give your counter argument now, Taylor?
Okay, so first things first, you have to explain what happened, because like if you're thinking of a genuine happiness, because there's fake happiness, there's artificial happiness. There's you can trigger dopamine in your brain and logistically be happy, and you could argue that hey, buying sex, drugs is happiness. I'd argue people who have never experienced true happiness, and I think that brings up the question of, can money buy true happiness, like true life happiness? And I'd argue on the fact and completely disagree just found with the satisfaction of or not that's not the satisfaction of
Success.
not miss what is like not the term like the opposite of pleasures, like what's a good word for that, misfortune or stresses. I don't necessarily think that
I think
go to the grocery store and buy
get what
food and be happy. I think the truest forms of happiness don't come out of fulfilling needs, but rather like beauty through I think it's kind of exceeding expectation, because like I think it brings up the question of like, okay, why do millionaires commit like suicide? It brings up the question, okay, like if you could have everything taken care for you, I think it's really easy for people to be like, okay, you have problems, but resort to finding mispleasures in other things too, and it brings up its own set of problems. If you look at like people who made it big in success, like yes, do they have money? Yes, they have essentially any need or any person you want to see, or like a lot of opportunities. Like it's totally there, but at the same time, you got to realize happy artists are still not genuine experience because of the fact that money is a problem. And so I would never say that money is necessarily the answer to, but rather
Okay, is Taylor glitching for anybody else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to
A little
say,
bit.
yeah, you're.
I can't understand anything he's saying.
Yeah, no.
Oh gosh.
Kill-
Oh gosh.
I'm getting enough to understand what he's saying, but also he sounds like a robot right now.
It's gotten to the point where it's just a bunch of like monotone
Yeah.
pitches.
But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because you're saying that money, like having money solve all those problems doesn't solve like the problem of life. It doesn't make you happy because happiness comes from the adversity of life, quote unquote.
Oh
But
yeah.
I
And
think
so
I think you can always find adversity in life. You can always form a goal for yourself that will, give you that challenge to achieve
Yeah,
something.
like
Because
if you have that much money, like taking over the world, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
It
you
depends
could be
on
like
the
the
person.
classic supervillain or superhero.
exactly.
Or, like I have
That's
so
what
much
the
money.
person
What
is.
do I do now? And then you turn into fucking Batman or Iron Man, and you're like, I'm a
Yeah.
billionaire. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna save the world and die.
Or you could buy a
So,
big
I
boat
think
and
the happiness of that situation doesn't absolutely come out of the idea that he has money, he's happy. It comes out of the idea that you're doing something with your life that you're passionate about. You're going out there and living your life true to you. And because of that experience, because of the fact that you were being true to who you are and what you want to do in life, it brings happiness, genuine happiness out of that. So money is definitely a tool, but it's also a societal like implementation from government. It's not necessarily something key to life. Like you have people. I mean, like you could take it into like olden days where like currency wasn't necessarily something like even trade. Like you could have all your pleasures taken care for you, but like at the same time, like I think there's so many stories out there who people who grow up with every pleasure taken care of, like it's almost a genuine experience and people take delight of doing things themselves, like so I think happiness doesn't it isn't found in money itself, but rather your like what you do with it, where you go with it, like how you implement it. I think it's more personally. I think definitely it can buy simple momentary pleasures, but at the same time, like you could also argue that like even depressed people can have moments of momentary pleasure. Like you can still go out and watch a movie you really like, or like have that escape, but then still come home and feel like life's not worth living. Like I think it's kind of almost very like simple-minded to believe that because a momentary pleasure like that, or because you can constantly fill your time with distraction against like other things like that necessarily money is the solution. But like at the same time, you're gonna still have moments of clarity of like, all right, like I'm genuinely like when it's just me myself as like a human being, as like someone conscious in life. If you're constantly living off of simple pleasures, I think at some point you will realize that you genuinely can't give happiness to yourself. And I think that alone is a struggle that will bring unhappiness. And so, like, because of that, like, I think there's people out there who are totally content with the fact they have tons of money. And I think that just becomes like a fact of like, okay, like these people do find happiness in being able to do these things and they're living genuinely who they are. But I feel like happiness comes from such a more complex and genuine experience of really enjoying life itself, the connections of beauty, life, and whatnot, that to say money buys that and is the root of happiness, I totally disagree.
Well, I don't think anyone was arguing that money
Yeah.
stems directly from happiness, just that money in any situation, if given to someone, will make them happier and never worse off.
As
No,
a
I mean
tool,
not
like
necessarily. It depends
I'd
on their
say,
like for
go
decision
ahead,
making
Brett.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Yeah,
like sometimes if people aren't ready to have money and they like lottery winners and stuff can like screw their lives over.
Yeah, but also it can be a very useful tool for someone to pursue a passion they wouldn't be able to pursue otherwise.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. This conversation has
Definitely
gotten
agree.
much deeper than I thought it would.
honestly, I'd make an argument that there is no such thing as like true happiness, like true to yourself, like there's no such thing as like happiness forever, Because like
I'd argue that
So
true
there's always
happiness
good-
isn't necessarily something that is like prolonged. It's more of like a mind state than anything. And I think the idea of happiness, I think it's confusing to get not what was the term? What was the term I used for like short happiness, or like momentary pleasure, like momentary happiness? I think it's easy to confuse the fact that momentary struggle cancels out happiness, and I 100% like disagree with that. I think pure happiness is a mind state in a little bit of a sense that is kind of hard to earn, but because of that, like I wouldn't necessarily say that it's unachievable, you know, like it's not something that exists. I think it's kind of really unrealistic to be like people can be happy forever and be truly like, you know, high off of dopamine, you know, like 100% of the time. I feel like one of the beauties of struggle is the fact that you can reset yourself and then rebuild that sense of pleasure back from, you know, like a roller coaster. You ride the highs, go through the lows to build the highs again. But yeah.
What the fuck is that noise?
Is that me?
I've debated this stuff for like last 3 years.
Yeah, I just know that if at this moment I was given money, I'd be happy.
Me too.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
like Mark
I'm already content.
Zuckerberg's wife,
I'm already
or
content in this
not
moment.
Mark Zuckerberg. What's his name's wife? The Amazon.
Jeff
Amazon owner.
Bezos?
Jeff
Steve
Bezos'
Irwin?
wife.
Yeah.
Oh,
who's-
never mind.
Didn't she become like the richest woman ever because of
Third
the
richest
divorce?
woman in
Yeah,
the
third
world.
richest in the world because of that. That's
Oh,
crazy.
boy.
Although I'm not sure it's the validity of it. A lot of people claim she helped a lot with the company.
Oh yeah,
I'm
no,
not
no,
sure
no.
how.
Yeah, she definitely did. At least, you know, to a degree. I'm not saying she just
Yeah.
obviously
I haven't
scammed
done
him
it.
out of
I
it.
haven't done it.
No, people definitely said that
So I'm not
she
gonna act like
helped
I know,
out.
but
But it is still crazy that something like that can result in that.
For like just the divorce, like because you guys didn't like want to be together.
you know, it kind of
It's
makes you
probably
think
gonna
about
go down as
like
the
how
biggest
kind of
divorce
archaic some of our
settlement
laws
in
are.
history. That's gonna be the biggest like divorce settlement in history. Like 100%.
Yeah, 100%. You know, until it happens with someone richer.
To be
Which
fair though,
is
him
not
losing that much
gonna
money,
happen.
he still has more than enough money than he'll ever need.
100%.
Oh, yeah,
But
100%.
still, but that's a lot of cheese. That's a lot of money. Like, bro, like, think about it. He lost half of his money. Like, he still owns the company and stuff, of course, but like, dude, that's
I can't even
so
imagine
much
losing like
money.
$50 right now, dude. That'd be crazy.
And then, likewise, imagine gaining
No.
like 40 million in a day, like 50 or billion. My bad. 50
Yeah,
billion
dude, that's
in a
like
day.
that's not just a life. I mean, like that's literally like you could do whatever you want. Like
That's like your kids, like type stuff. Like,
your kids are sad.
thank you, Brad. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
It's
On your
fucking
birthday.
crazy.
Yeah. On my birthday. It is indeed my birthday.
It is his birthday.
We should sing happy birthday.
Dude, where the heck is McKay?
Simping.
Would
He's let
McKay
himself
and Jacob
move,
like to lead a
right?
topic?
Oh god, Jacob, what do you think? No, Jacob doesn't. He's not gonna come up with it. He'll be like,
All right, I'll talk to you
Jake-
boys tomorrow.
yeah.
What do you
Okay,
mean,
Jacob, come up
Bye.
with one. No, Jacob, come up with one. Then.
Jacob?
Don't use me as an excuse.
Swarell.
Well, hurt the podcast, but it's how it's gotta go.
Someone's hardcore gaming right now.
Sorry.
I know it's funny just hearing it the whole like time. There's just joysticks. Like,
I'm sorry.
you
What?
gotta get that movement.
No. No.
You know, I'm just going off over here.
Mm-mm.
My Zen play.
What do you guys?
Does it
doing?
have to be
Yeah.
serious?
No, not at all.
No,
I've
I've
heard
heard
a long time.
talk a lot of serious topics.
We've talked a lot of serious topics that I did not think were gonna happen. So
No,
definitely,
yeah, I thought we
whatever you want, it can be as crazy as you want.
Roller coasters make me sick.
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh, No, I'm
Roller coasters are
saying
super
it.
fun.
Swarrell and
like-
Nick Corell.
Do you mean like the fast and bumpy ones, or just like overall?
The ones that go in circles,
Oh, like
Okay.
the ones that do like
Like the
loop to
loop
loops and stuff like that.
which I guess couldn't be like. I guess that's not a roller coaster. Is that more of? It's just a ride. That's a carnival ride, huh?
Wait, we're talking about circles or like loop.
Like the rides where you like stand up and like it just
Oh,
spins
the
you
ones
in
you grab
circles.
into your back or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
this makes me feel gross. Do you guys remember in 8th grade when we went to
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
went
went to
the
that one.
that
Jacob,
one
do you remember?
Yeah,
Jacob, do you remember
the
me and you on that?
Yeah.
dude?
I
And
actually
the
didn't
roller
go 'cause I
coaster
drove
was
through
like,
it.
dude, the
Yeah.
roller coaster there was it was placed on top of 2x4s.
Honestly, it was so sketch.
It was like I look back on it and I'm like, why did I trust that place? Like,
It was so.
I can hear both me and Ty and Sticks.
that's not even me. That's
Who else is
Austin.
gaming?
Oh, I'm not playing anything serious, but I'm just like playing a custom like game or something.
Now you might hear about it.
Nathan, if you want to hook up on COD, dude, I'm just mindlessly playing.
You know what? I'll join you guys. I'm just sitting in my room. Hella bored.
Beautiful.
Double cheek up.
Well, okay. Do we want to get into any more like not serious topics, but topics that do require a little bit more attention before?
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
I'm gonna be honest.
I
don't even know
wasn't
who that
follow
is.
it.
Actually, I have some questions for Jacob, if you don't mind talking about them.
Fuck shit.
I wanna hear about your Tinder experience.
Ah, fuck.
I've
Hey,
had no
what do you
luck.
want to know?
Okay. I am a single 18-year-old
As am I.
amidst coronavirus.
As am I.
What would you say Tinder is worth it? What are the pros and
No.
cons?
No.
I mean, it depends on what you're looking for.
Especially
Just-
nowadays.
It's not.
You can only like swipe like on like 10 people. And then it like
Do we just want to
Tinder
have a
Gold-
general Tinder
Tinder Gold
conversation
is
with
where
like
I
Dude,
have Tinder
I
Gold.
just spent the last
You have
2
Tinder
weeks
Gold,
on
bro.
Tinder. I could totally have a Tinder.
It worked
Based
out
on
for
what
me.
though, Taylor?
Wait, does Tinder
Shut
Gold
the fuck
cost
up,
extra?
Michaela. Yeah, it
Yeah.
costs like
Guys.
yeah.
Told me to shut up.
but it's so worth it. It's so worth it.
Is it like
No,
unlimited swipes?
Yeah.
Unlimited
Tinder Gold,
swipes.
yeah. I've had it for like the last 5 months. It's
Honestly,
unlimited swipes.
it's
How
arguably
many-
the it's
How many
arguably
matches
the
do you
only
have?
way you should
How many matches do I have?
Yeah.
912.
Well, do you just
Jesus.
are you picky about it? Are you picky, or do you just swipe like left on everything?
I'm like
You mean
half,
right?
All right.
I'm like half picky. They have to be somewhat attractive.
I'm pretty picky.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Jacob,
Leaving
which
it
way would you
vague.
swipe on me?
Definitely
Up.
left.
What? I don't know if you're mixing it up again or you're just being rude.
Thank you, Jacob. I got that.
Yeah.
Stick it up.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for, if it's worth it or not. Like, if you're just looking
Yeah.
to get
McKay's a
then,
swipe
then
right
yeah.
for sure.
Jacob said up, and that's a super like. So
Wait,
Ooh.
so which
Oh.
is it left or right that is like?
right
Right's
is yes,
like-
left is no, up is super like.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're trying to get
All right.
vagina, it's worth it. If you're looking for a relationship, it's less
Wait,
worth it.
Taylor, why are you on Tinder?
Because I'm single.
Wait, what?
Wait, really?
Yeah. Like as of like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep. It's a fact. I'm a Tinder boy now.
I
Oh,
downloaded
swipe
it,
right
but I
on each
haven't
other.
done anything with it.
What are we? Boys,
Wrong
Black
cod,
Ops
wrong
3.
cod. Oh no. I forgot
Yo.
to download it yesterday.
Oh my god.
damn it.
You guys can play it though. I'm just mindless playing the other one.
Are we trying to play gun game hell?
We should play gun game hell. We should play.
That's what I
Gun
was
Game
gonna
Hell,
do, yeah.
Honestly,
I want to play if I still have it downloaded.
Please, yeah.
Play what?
Gun
It's
game hell.
it's like a fucking fucked up version of gun game and COD.
Wait, could we do it in Modern Warfare?
Does everybody
Maybe.
have them? Probably.
I'd be down for MW.
I can
I'll
try it
download
out.
it. I'll definitely download BO3 tonight so we can play the legitimate.
I
Wait,
have
Tinder was
BO3.
actually like a good topic. You guys need to keep talking about that.
Yeah, we'll keep talking about Tinder.
All
Then
right.
carry the conversation,
Okay,
McKay.
okay.
I can carry it. I just if anybody else wants to carry it before.
Well, Nathan said he had multiple questions. He just asked me one.
I guess yeah. I want to get back into the questions because like I've seen it from an outside perspective, like quite a bit. Obviously, I've never used it. I remember. Does anybody remember? I think it was called Yellow, but it got changed into like Yubo or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that
yeah,
just,
I've
like,
I've seen
seen
a bunch
ads
of
for
ads
that.
that on TikTok.
Isn't it like almost like Snapchat Tinder, like for people that are younger?
under 18.
Yeah,
Something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like to make friends.
quote unquote friends. Yeah.
The ads are so annoying.
You know, yeah, I've gotten lots of ads for things like that lately, but yeah, okay. So back to Tinder. What else? What other? Has Tinder improved your life?
I mean,
Say yes. Say yes.
it's improved my
Yes.
body count. But has it improved my life?
Is it-
Possibly.
Yeah, you already answered the question when you said it's improved your body count.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm on it too much probably, but
Hold on, Nathan, do you want to set it up?
Yeah, I got it.
Alright.
is
Can you
it
invite Kyan?
Is it Modern Warfare or Black Ops 3?
We're gonna do it on Modern Warfare because Taylor didn't download BO3 yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah,
Already
Tinder.
know.
Staying on the Tinder subject.
Well, what is there to talk about it?
I guess I don't
mean,
know.
I haven't used it at all, but so I'm not really in a position to
Okay,
say
well,
anything.
we can
but
talk about like the dynamics of it and how people.
Well, we do have two individuals here who've had two different experiences with it. Because McKay, you met your girlfriend through Tinder, correct?
I mean, yeah.
No, you did. You did. Indisputably, you did.
I said yes.
So you went, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I said yeah. Well, yeah.
You make it seem like there was another ask.
And
Like it wasn't. Like,
No, it's just
strictly
the
Tinder.
fact that after we've been talking, it's like we should have ran into each other like 300 times,
Yeah.
and then we actually met. Not because like we actually ran into each other in Safeway before like
yeah.
before.
Yeah,
we
you're
met.
welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Jacob.
how rare is that, though?
Very.
It only happened once.
Jacob,
Yeah,
you
but-
said very
wait.
rare.
For context, we like
Wait,
we-
very rare as in getting a girlfriend or like finding someone you know?
Getting a girlfriend, like a legitimate
I'd
relationship.
say it's
I
pretty
could have
rare.
had like 3 or 4, but
Would those have been healthy relationships?
one would have.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So 1 in 912. Give or take.
Those
A
are
couple.
odds that are better than mine right now.
who's really quick? Who's not in here?
Me. Have you guys sent out an invite yet? There we go.
There you go.
Joining mid-game.
What?
Sick. Said joining mid-game. Whew. Oh, damn. Really got a squad going. Oh, dude, this is going to be so fucking frustrating with the amount of we have.
I don't know. So does realism mode turn off hit markers?
Yes.
I don't know.
I feel like
Okay.
I think it turns it into like hardcore.
Yeah.
It hides all HUD elements, so I think it does.
Okay. Make
Okay.
sure it's headshot only.
No,
Wait,
it's 300% health.
I thought it was headshots.
I feel like headshot. Oh,
I thought it was
that's
just extra
Because
health.
isn't that what makes it so infuriating? Is you have to get headshot.
mhm.
I thought it was extra
Mhm.
health and no hit markers.
I think it was all
Let-
of them.
Let's
It's
do
extra
extra
health,
health first.
No health regeneration, and no hit markers.
Yeah. Because I
with
feel like
extra health.
we tried no heads and it's just turned into a knifing frenzy.
Oh wait, and right, and there was the reset thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, reset.
I
Is
don't- Oh god, where can I do that? Oh, okay, death streaks to setback. Wait.
it's about to not be your birthday. You only have 40 minutes left.
Wait, what?
You only have 40
Only
minutes left.
40
till
minutes
it's not
till
your birthday.
it's 12. Oh no. So do you think I should get into Tinder?
Okay, so
Yes.
let's probe you with this question. Why? Like, why would you want to get into Tinder? What would you be looking for?
That's the thing. I don't exactly know.
Well, isn't there kind of
especially because I feel like amidst coronavirus,
very-
it's not a good thing to get into, anyways.
It's not popping right now. Well, it's kind of is, but
Kinda
not.
popping.
It's kind of popping, but like only for like you kind of just setting up yourself up for whenever. you're not
Jacob's
in
always
quarantine.
popping on Tinder.
Pretty much.
Oh, I can't tell if I get killed or not.
Wait, what? Is it not 300%?
It should be.
300%. Well, that's a lot.
I just one-shotted someone. Oh, is there no health rate regen?
There's no health regen.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Oh, there's a 300% health. There it is.
And
Man.
melee's reset 5.
Only 5? That's tough.
It's the max, yeah.
Dang, gun game hell isn't very good. in this
McKay,
game.
do you have any topics?
I mean, not really. I don't know. I feel like we could expand further on the Tinder thing, but
Yeah. All right, so let's probe it. I'll take it away, Nathan. So you're not necessarily sure about what you.
Yeah, not exactly.
All right, so for someone like you, like how you have to have a base, right? Like you don't have to necessarily understand what you want, but do you have like a simple direction? Like, okay, like I'd be down for a longer relationship. I wouldn't be down for a relationship. Like, is there any sort of restrictions? Like, are you looking to have something that you can leave after high school? Are you looking to have something a little more longer? Are you more
Honestly,
intimate
probably
relationship?
not a relationship right now.
Okay, so like more of like, are you leaning more towards like friends with benefits / genuine connection, or are you more like just wanting to meet new people?
Maybe genuine connection, but also I could take it or leave it honestly right now. Like right now just does not feel like the time to hop into anything because of coronavirus.
Yeah.
Just game with the boys, do podcasts, make YouTube videos.
So you're about where everybody else is at. I mean, there's some people out there who are more inclined to want like a serious relationship, but I can guarantee you if you're on Tinder, you're not looking. And so like there's a lot of mishaps. Like Jacob said, it's pretty rare to find something like that for the sole reason is that you're building your first interaction off of somebody online, and anybody can be anybody online, right? Like your personality and the way you carry yourself online can be the whole person like you present yourself. And so naturally, like there's people on here that you'd be inclined to like be attracted to, but not realize it because of those quirks of meeting them like in person or having a genuine connection. And then there's other times where there's people you're attracted to, but like the personality just doesn't match in person as it did online, right? And so because of that, genuine connection like that, like McKay's found, is like totally rare because of that, right? And then it gets down to also how
Well, yeah.
son
and
of
also,
a bitch, I saw that.
Wait, the story behind like us is like we started talking on Tinder, and then like we
Oh
kind of
no,
had each other
no.
on Snapchat.
Son of a bitch! Who did that? Who the fuck did that? And why? God.
Dude, this good. Amazing. Boy. Yeah, and so because of that, you get into the selection process. So if someone like you, oh no, get him, somebody shoot him. You cunt, Kyan, you're such a cunt. Oh my gosh. So you get into the selection process, right? So now that you kind of understand what you can be like clear, because on Tinder you have to be pretty clear about what you want. And so because of that, oh, you son of a bitch. Because of that, dude, I'm so far behind now. Oh
Bro,
my
I think
god.
tried. No!
Oh my gosh.
You son of a bitch. Goddamn fucker. You piece of shit.
And so, oh, I'm not even trying. I'm
Bro,
like,
how did I get the kill? How did I get the kill? Oh,
oh my god, people.
bro, how am I not getting this knife kill?
No.
Oh, hi.
Oh my god.
So amazing.
Okay, so the thing is, you're saying no Tinder right now.
Well, no. So like, depending on what you want, right now it's popping because everybody's bored, right? But then you get into the selection process, okay? So because of coronavirus, you can't meet people. So like, if you're looking for genuine connection, it's kind of like, all right, find some people to meet later
Oh
and
my-
enjoy them, like, and kind of like get that process down. But then you get into the selection process, okay? So depending on how picky you are, is kind of dependent on how well you'll do. So naturally, people have to like you, but at the same time, like you're only the amount of people you like, because that's the only people you're gonna match with, right? So for Jacob, who like has at least what he says, like a little bit more of an open mind, you're naturally gonna have more matches because you're swiping right on more people, giving more opportunities to match, right? I get hella picky with it, and so naturally, like on top of the fact that I'm not Jacob level attractive, you know, you gotta.
What do you mean?
You gotta realize, like, because of my selectiveness, like you're only going to get the amount of matches you want. And so because of that, you get to the selection process, you're meeting people, you're going to have genuine people that you vibe with, and then like depending on how much of a physical person oh, I'm not even trying at this point, dude.
Bro,
Oh my god.
hold on. I'm gonna be right back. No one. Oh, never mind. I was just gonna call.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm gonna hide in this back crate. No one kill me. All right. I'll be lie down. No, the person right here. Okay. All right. Never mind. I'll see AFK. I'll be back.
And so then you have to find out who's attractive. Yes.
Oh wait,
yes,
bro, I can just take
yes.
this with me. Never mind.
Who just
My
dogged
dog.
me?
Who just dogged me?
Oh shit! I dogged you, Kyan.
Who just blew me up?
No, you're
What's the
welcome for
scoreline
that.
too? I've been
Oh
knifing
my
people
God.
forever.
There's no.
Oh,
I just
geez,
realized
swear to
there's no head.
Jacob, you have to get a
Mother
throwing knife
God.
kill.
What's just gonna throw a knife kill?
Yeah.
That's insane.
What is? Oh man, I've just been knifing people.
You've just been at the max level you can be, resetting people.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Someone needs to melee Jacob.
No, fuck you, dude.
Okay, everybody melee Jacob. Everybody.
Oh, I won.
Oh.
Oh, damn. And so because of that, depending on what you're looking for.
No. Go back a little. Now I'm lost because.
Okay, we're still discussing if Nathan should join Tinder. So now knowing kind of what direction he wants to go into, it's a matter of like swiping and picking people, and depending on how picky you are. So I think the next question would be how picky you are when it comes to attraction. Is it all like personality? Is it all attractiveness? Is it a little bit of both? Like how much? And depending that will determine whether or not you have matches, connections, whatnot. But another key aspect is Tinder Gold, okay? Normal Tinder arguably isn't an experience. You aren't gonna know who likes you, and knowing who likes you is a humongous impact on what your matches are. You're not gonna have many options where it comes to finding people because there's a lot of rumors that just having normal Tinder doesn't open you up for the whole Tinder market, essentially. And so naturally, you're going to be limited there. So you're not going to have a lot of matches and all that. But the side effect of having Tinder Gold is you're going to be a desperate motherfucker for like the next 2 weeks, right? So you're going to be because you're actually spending money, you're more invested, right? You're naturally going to be you're going to be a lot more inclined to be trying to figure out if you're getting matches, right? So you
Who's this guy right here? Who's the one to my right?
You're done, Austin. You're done.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Boom, too easy.
You suck.
And so naturally, like with the side effect of investing money, you're shit.
Is losing money.
You're gonna be a desperate sad boy for.
I feel like you're using too harsh of terms for anyone who has gold. I know some pretty cool people who have gold.
I have gold.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, how is
No,
it
you have
gonna make
gold?
you so
I
desperate?
have gold. Well, because like you're trying to find connection, right? So like naturally that's a little bit more of like a personal like question, right? Am I someone worth attraction? And so because of that, if you go through a dry spell, you're gonna or like not necessarily a dry spell, but you could be popping, but that's not gonna like you could still not get people you enjoy, right? It also comes down to like how picky you are. Because of that, you're gonna get you cunt nugget. Oh my gosh. And so
What's the health at? I feel like it's really.
Should be at 300.
I hate you.
Thanks.
that
Damn,
was-
save me! Fuck you.
Oh my god.
Go on, Taylor. Go on.
And so you're gonna be a sad boy. You're gonna be low key addicted to the Instagram, other things like that. Naturally, because you're looking for that connection and real life experience. You're gonna be addicted. Batman. And then on top of that, building those connections. Oh boy. Oh my god. And so then you start just picking people out. If you get Tinder Gold, which is oh my gosh.
As soon as I see someone run out of ammo and start running, I get so scared.
Honestly. And so, I mean, I've met some like cool, genuine people, but then also you got to realize they're also people, right? So like what necessarily you want out of the relationship could not align with what they want. And even if they're a genuine person, like, it's not an option anymore. So like trying to find someone who aligns with what you want and what they want, even if it's just for like sexual intimacy, like there's still, you still have to be attracted to that person for sexual intimacy to work. You still have to
Wait, what?
like.
Why is
Pickering joined the game.
What the fuck? How did he win?
Can he get the fuck out of here? Like genuinely,
Wait,
he
you're
was
telling me
trying
that Pickering
so
won
hard.
the game? You're telling me Pickering won the game? He joined while I was gone and he won?
Bro,
Yeah.
I didn't even know
nobody
he
knew
was
he was
fucking
here.
tryharding.
What?
Dude.
Nobody knew he was here.
Okay.
I remember looking at the score. I didn't look at the name. I was like, why is someone so far ahead? Like I was at like 5 and someone was at
'Cause he
14.
was trying.
Can we
his
can we
ass
can we
off.
start another game? All pick a random skin because he was a normal skin. Everybody pick a skin and then
Okay,
just
yeah,
keep
yeah.
on assassinating.
I like that idea.
until he
I like it.
wins.
Yeah, pick the same.
Everybody
skin.
be.
No, it
Everybody
doesn't
be.
matter. It's just not the normal skin because he was a normal skin. He didn't have a skin.
Well,
So
but
just
it'd
pick
be
someone-
easier to know if we're all the same skin.
Just pick Ghost.
I don't have
it.
Ghost.
Oh fuck.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be impossible to find someone everybody has at different levels. So just pick anybody but the normal character and we'll be fine.
Wait, so he's the normal guy with the
I'm
yeah.
back to
hat?
this watch now.
He's the normal I think black soldier guy. The default skin.
Well, doesn't everybody have Charlie on Coalition? Like the Irish chick with
I
the
do.
bucket hat?
The chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's all be her.
Okay. Easy.
Do you think it's time to wrap up the podcast, or are we gonna keep going?
We might as well keep going. This is fine.
Yeah.
Who are we being? Coalition?
Charlie. Yeah.
McKay, how are you doing right now?
I'm good. What do you mean, like in life or like physically as I stand here?
In
Both.
general, like a mix of both.
It's been pretty good. I've like haven't been like too
Okay,
quarantined.
whoever the fuck is Ghost right now needs to switch before he catches on.
I think
the
that's
fact.
him.
All
I
right,
feel-
then who's
Nathan?
not?
I
Who's
think
the one
you'd
with
have
that
a better
hat?
podcast if you guys weren't playing video games next
That
time.
might be true. Yes.
You guys are completely focused on that.
we got some good moments though already, so I'm content.
All right, just start it before he catches on.
Okay, so
Whoever's
just
the
keep
odd
in mind,
one
it's
out.
the person with
go
like
to
the hood.
Charlie.
Whoever's the odd one out right now is just gonna get utterly butt fucked. So like, you either change it right now or you're screwed.
You're screwed.
You're screwed.
Everybody kill.
No, I'm
everybody
bringing it
else not
back.
Charlie.
Everybody just get in a corner. Okay. Well, okay. Conversation time. What's it?
I see him. He's back. I don't know. He's back center.
Okay, so what do you guys think that life is going to be like, and what has changed when we go back to like our normal stuff after the
Get
coronavirus?
him. I got him. We got him.
We're not going. to
He's
school.
Ghost. I'm pretty sure he's Ghost.
What do you think is gonna change?
Yeah, like what, like when we go back to like out of quarantine, and then go back to like our scheduled life, it's gonna be different.
Isn't the economy
I didn't mean to do
supposed
that.
to just be?
The economy's gonna tank, dude.
It's gonna be pretty
Yeah.
shit.
The economy is already tanked.
Bro, who's shooting?
Don't shoot him. Knife him. It's important that
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
know.
even get a step.
Austin and Taylor.
I'm not shooting.
Hold on, I got him.
Oh my
No,
god.
he's saying because we're trying to have the conversation.
Kyan, I know this is you. You cunt.
Who killed me? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, that's right.
Taylor, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
No,
You're
we're a team.
definitely
We're a
dead.
team. What are you
Oh
doing?
my
Taylor.
Kyan is a traitor.
We have an odd one in our ranks.
Guys, go for Taylor.
Okay, where'd he go? Where did that cunt go?
Back right corner.
I see him.
Go, 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 go.
My
There I
God.
am. Here we go. Yo, who? Okay, who is this cunt? It's Brad. It's Brad.
Taylor,
it's
who are you
fucking
doing?
No,
Brad.
It's literally Brad.
Taylor's mid. Back, mid back.
Who's assassinating me right now?
You have a gun. What do you mean?
Yeah, because I killed
Boys,
Taylor
go
3
for
times.
Taylor.
You're
You're
supposed,
supposed to be
knife
assassin.
him.
You're supposed to knife him, dude.
Oh.
Okay, who's shooting? Who is? What? What is going on?
Oh,
People
I
are
was
people
muted.
are
Guys, I was
people-
muted. Did you guys hear any of the stuff I said?
no,
No.
like none of
Oh.
it.
Taylor's back right. Taylor's back right.
Oh my goodness! How do you assassinate?
Oh, I got shot.
Okay, who is this? Who is this? Who is this
How do
right in
you
front of me?
assassinate? How do you assassinate?
I'm not gonna tell you because
to-
you're gonna assassinate
No, I'm
everyone you
trying to-
find.
No,
You have to,
no,
hold,
I'm
you have
trying
to hold down the
assassinate.
joystick when you're behind them.
All right, all right.
Like you
Also,
hold the
Stop
melee.
I
shooting
kept
me, you
saying it.
cunt!
It's Kyan. It's Kyan shooting. I've been trying to say that the entire time, but my mic was muted apparently, and so
Brad,
it's
you're
Kyan.
stupid. It's not even me.
Okay, it's definitely Kyan.
Okay, well, it's
Oh, it's probably Brad actually. That
No,
laugh.
it's Kyan. It's
Thank you. No,
Kyan.
Who the
no.
fuck?
Brad's
Stop
trying to blame it
melee
on
the
me.
equal
Are you
women, you
kidding me?
cunt.
Oh dear.
We're just all knifing.
Brad's cut.
what?
All right, is it time to wrap up the podcast?
I'll be back.
Yeah, I think it might be about that time.
Yeah, if you guys are just gonna play video games, it's kind of over.
Okay, it's just-
It might be that time. I'm obviously gonna still say in the Discord.
Who is that?
Yeah,
Panic.
I'm gonna tell Craig to leave.
all right, bye, Craig.
Craig, leave.
Get out of here.
Brad, what's up with you, dude?